had a lot of success with my chicken tractor for egg layers. I made a couple of other videos in which I showed you how to build the chicken tractor and also to build the buckets that I use for my eggs to lay their, for my hens to lay their eggs in. I've got about 20 more chicks on their way here in a couple weeks, and I need to build another pen for them. I wanted a little lighter design than what I had done previously. So I actually went out and purchased Joel Salatin's book. It's called Polyface Designs, in which he really details out several of his structures that he uses for chickens and other animals, other farm animals. So I'm building right now what he calls his boiler shelter. You can see all the lumber that I've cut up so far, and I have a few more pieces to cut up. What I really like about this design is that he detailed out basically the parts for the build, and I'm in the process of cutting up the lumber for those various parts, and then actually labeling that lumber so that I know which section or which piece I need when I get to each stage of the build. Okay, when you're squaring the structure out, it squares out at 122 3/8 inches on the diagonal. Okay, I have to square the structure before I put the top braces on. The structure actually squares out at 188.5 inches. Okay folks, this is where I'm going to deviate from the Joel Salatin model. He uses a cart that he inserts under the back of the pins, and then he's able to easily pull the chicken tractors around. I'm going to experiment with a wheeled system that easily goes on and off of the chicken tractor, and I'll try to build that in a different video later on. But to do that, I want to fur out this 2x here. So I'm going to cut a couple of boards and nail them to the face of this piece so that I can screw in some anchoring for the wheeled system that I plan to do in the future. Another area where I'm going to deviate from the Salatin model, I'll put metal up to the halfway point on this side and that side over there, but instead of wrapping the metal around the corner here, I'm going to do chicken wire all the way across the back side of the chicken tractor, and then I'll put my buckets in, one on either side of this bracing. And I like to use a tarp. So what I'll do in the winter is just mount a tarp here that can wrap down over the chicken buckets and close that chicken wire off, similar to what I did on the other chicken tractor. Another modification that I'm making is I am planning to put perches for the chickens so that they can get up off the ground. So I'll mount those perches to these braces going across, and we'll show you how that's done here in a little while. Okay, you'll notice that I've put a spacer between the top of the lid and the board, and that's to keep the top of the bucket out away to tilt this bucket. I'm going to try a new bucket style where I can get the eggs to roll back to the outside. So I need this bucket to be on an angle. Okay, we've got the 4 laying buckets complete on the rear of the tractor. You can see I put a brace on the top so that we could angle the buckets upwards. And I'm going to modify the inside sleeve of the bucket to allow the chickens to get in easier, and then the eggs hopefully will roll to the outside. I need to put a baffle in there part way up to allow the eggs to roll under, and I'll do that at a later date. You can see I've got the perch that will allow them to access the inside of the buckets. Okay, the lid squares out at 90 5/8 inches. Okay, the lid squares out at 98 3/16.